Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Last time, we made our way to Hoohoo Village and discovered that Prince Peasley of the Bean Bean Kingdom had been kidnapped. Since saving royalty is what the Mario brothers tend to do, we headed off to Hoohoo Mountain Trail in hopes of finding him, as it was where he was last seen. We opened up the main trail by making this whirlwind right here, and this time, we are going to ride on the whirlwind and go onward, seeing if we can find the little guy. So, whoa, I actually almost didn't make that jump. Starting off, I want a high jump. And I want a high jump again, because up here we have 2 blocks. Get ourselves a 1-up mushroom and some coins. I've kind of learned to just center myself under the block so I'm good to start mashing buttons in case it is a coin block. You know, just because I suck really badly at collecting them if I don't plan ahead. But try going up over here, and Luigi, I thought a high jumping was your thing. Yet, you can't carry Mario up the high. You can only get up that high yourself. What is this? You are sleeping on the job, man. Let's talk to this guy. I am Hoohurus, the ancient weapon of the Hoohoo civilization. Beyond this point, the path grows even crueler. You must prove yourselves up to the challenge. Well, if they thought that a bird statue counted as a weapon, I can definitely see why the ancient Hoohoos are extinct now, and there's none of them left. So, we will try your challenge. We have to catch 10 Hoohoo spirits in 30 seconds. Do not fall off the ledges, or you will immediately fail. Well, when it comes to the mini-games in this game, immediately failing seems to be just my thing, so I probably will. Now, I am not a fan of this mini-game. Reason being is that not only is it kind of easy to fall off the ledges if you get a little bit too trigger-happy with the buttons, but it spawns the things away from you in completely random spots. I've had runs where it spawned them in the opposite corner for me every time, and even though I made no mistakes and got every one that spawned, I was not able to get 10 within the time limit because of how long it takes to get over there. It doesn't give a reasonable amount of time always. Of course, however, I had a very easy time of it this time, so move on to stage 2 of the challenge. We need to defeat Hoohurus himself. He is the next obstacle that stands in our way. Let us begin. He's got these 2 pillars, and we just gotta destroy them. If we destroy the one that he is under, though, very oddly, he will counterattack you. You'd think that's what you have to do, but actually you want to destroy the opposite one that he is under. The reason for this is that when he comes out from under the pillar after you've destroyed it, he will then try to hide under the pillar, but oh! You only just now realized that we destroyed it, so you are exposed, ready for us to hit. Awesome. Go ahead and do our Splash Bros on him. We could destroy that other pillar, I suppose. Well, you know what? Yeah, I will, actually. I'll destroy that one, just so it's not there. Now, in this fight, we have the advanced level of Bounce Bros. We learned this last time, and I didn't get a chance to show it off in like a really big important fight. So you know what? I'm going to do this, but I'm going to select level 1 because I suck horribly at doing it. So, you have to defy the action commands at some point during the attack that makes sense. For instance, instead of pressing B right here, we press A for Mario to jump into Luigi, and then they bounce around, and you're able to attack with both of them. However, that didn't really do a whole lot of damage, if I must be honest with you, so I'm not really sure I'm going to continue doing that. These pillars, I believe, have 2 HP, because I've had times where I hit them for 1 HP and they didn't get destroyed, so it's not a matter of whether or not you jump on them. It is actually a matter of whether or not you are able to do 2 damage to them. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm going to just do Splash Bros on him right here. I think I'll be fine. Hit that, and kaboom! Do 11 damage. Awesome. Now, weird thing about Hoohurus is that a lot of bosses in this game, as we saw with some of the other ones, they have animations, like really impressive animations and all kinds of different attacks. Yet Hoohurus just kind of sits there and shoots a really slow-moving laser at you. I kind of dare say it's a little bit underwhelming for the standards that bosses in this game have, because I've already praised the animation quality in Mario and Luigi specifically, and just, I don't know, it's really strange that for whatever reason they don't do that here. Even stranger, actually, if I can select level 2, or level 3 of that. If we do the normal version of Bounce Bros, you'll actually see something kind of unusual. I'm not going to do the advanced command here. Press B, press A, and then B. We did 5 damage to him that time, and that was more damage than we did with the 2 hits individually of Bounce Bros in the first place. The advanced version just kind of meant when you have more targets that you need to take out, rather than just taking out a single target at a time. So, in this situation, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do the advanced version. I know it's kind of weird that there are times when you don't want to do the advanced technique, but yeah, there are. I think he's just about done. We've hit him with quite a few Bros attacks. He hasn't really hit us yet. But on the note of him not hitting us, believe it or not, I actually lost this battle the first time I attempted it in a recording, and I'd like to show you that right now. Let's not get... Well... What?! Was this the last time Yeah, I thought it would be a crime to not include that, because my reaction to- Whoa! speaking of my reactions, my reaction to having not saved for all that time, kind of priceless, I would say. Alright, well, we got ourselves a level up. Let's go ahead and get Mario squared away right here. We got 2 power, awesome. I was thinking of going for stash, but I'm ultimately glad I got that if I got a 2. We passed the test, now we must face the test of reaching the summit, yeah. This was not the summit, this was not the end of the trail. We still got quite a bit of dungeon to go. He'll light up those Hoohurus for us. I kind of like to think of them as being bad puns, even though I can't read them, and they are all the same. Then again, I don't know, maybe I would fit right into those ancient Hoohoo civilizations if all their jokes are all the same. Wow, sick burn on myself, and I fall off of the ledge right there. Let's not fail at getting that item. Let's just freaking grab it. Okay, good, we didn't fail. Okay, good, mushroom. Of course it's a mushroom. I think if we go over this way, there should be another item just like it over here. Yes, indeed, there is. Let's grab that. Syrup. Okay, I see the whole symmetry thing they got going on. Recover HP on one side, BP on the other. Awesome. Hang on a second. Okay, yes. Something that I haven't noted up to this point. For whatever reason, I think you get healed after boss fights, but not level ups. It's really strange. And speaking of strange, you gotta switch right there on the beaten path that there's no way you could ever miss because it's on screen. And furthermore, actually, that fountain is right on the beaten path too. Why not just have the fountain on by default? I don't get the point of having a switch there. It's kind of pointless anyway. Just keep going up here. Gonna high jump. And I didn't high jump successfully that time. What we really want to do is high jump diagonally right there, and that'll get us this. Now, I'm a little worried that because I didn't kill those enemies, I'm gonna have a really fun time getting past them with this water, so let's try it. Good, he didn't notice me. I can do this! Yes, we open up the way. At least I think we do, if this thing will hurry up and just suck in that whirlwind. There we go. I like the look of that face thing. Some people might think it's creepy though, but it just looks like it's laughing, and it just, I don't know, gets some kind of weird feeling out of it. You know what? Probably should fight the enemies in this area though, because if I'm not mistaken, around here there is, yes, a new enemy, Rex! This is an enemy from Super Mario World, and I gotta say, that's a pretty darn good game to have an enemy from. You don't really see a whole lot of Rex, so it does kind of feel good to see him again. Rex, he acts just like he does in Mario World, in that every time you jump on him, he will get shorter, and thus it is easier to counterattack him when he attacks you. You can also make him shorter when counterattacking him because you do jump on his head for that purpose. But yeah, I just prioritize jumping on him. You don't really want to use your bros attacks on him if he's really easy to counter by doing that, unless you're in a huge hurry or doing a speedrun or something like that. So, yeah, that's just kind of how I like dealing with it. Even though in a speedrun you probably would never fight him because you're avoiding battles at all costs. Oh wow, a lot of 2s and 3s, come on, come on. Oh, I was hoping for my first 3 of the series. Well, Mario, you better look out. Luigi is catching up to you in the levels. Indeed he is. You know, maybe the L in Luigi stood for lucky this whole time, contrary to what his life is generally like. So, on the note of us getting that level up, I have a bit of a story I've been wanting to share for quite a few videos now about level up specifically. I know it sounds a little bit weird that I have a story about that, but I do. As a kid, I think I was the worst player of Mario and Luigi ever. Ever. And yes, I know that I told that story of my friends not being able to get past the border jump game. I would say that if they got any further than the border jump game, I would still be worse than them. Why is that? Well, those level ups. You know that Lakitu that gives you that roulette? And you get to choose like what stat you want to level up? I played through the entire game without knowing that you could actually choose the stat that you want. I'm not kidding. Every single level up, I chose HP because I thought you had to, because that was what it was on by default. So, I ended the game with, like, no attack, no defense, no stash, no BP, none of that. And instead just had a buttload of HP. So, I was doing no damage, and I had just a mountain of HP all the time. So, every boss fight would take me like an hour because I would never die. My enemies would never die because I was doing like no damage to them. And yeah, I always was so confused. I was just like, God, why is this game so hard? Like, why does every boss fight take like an hour? Like, you know, in other Mario games, and then like Paper Mario doesn't take an hour. Like, as a kid, my only real issue with the game was that the boss fights always took like an hour. And like, I never for a second thought that I was doing anything wrong. I actually just thought that the game was poorly designed. So, yeah. And you know, the thing is, I must not have been the only kid to have that problem either, because when this game was released, when this game was released elsewhere, because it actually was released in America first, and then it came out in Japan, Europe, and Australia later. When it was released over there, they actually edited that Lakitu screen to have arrows on it, showing that you can move up and down. So I really must not have been the only kid to have that problem, and I kind of wonder if maybe some of you guys who grew up with this game had the exact same problem, because, yeah, I find that really interesting that they actually felt the need to edit that, because they must have gotten complaints about it or just known that kids were having trouble with it, or maybe it was just bad design that somebody on the dev team pointed out, on the localization staff pointed out. I really don't know, but yeah. Anyway, all that talk aside, we are at the mountain summit and we have a periscope here. They said that we could see the whole kingdom right here, so how about we take a look at all the locales we're going to be visiting? Well, in the Bean Bean Kingdom, we're going to be visiting the scenic nuclear power plant. I like how they have all those trees around it. Very, very nice touch. We have what looks to be a very square golf course around here. A road that leads into the ocean that you tell all of your enemies to drive on so you never see them again. Barn Island. Some rocks right here. The wilderness from Cubivore. A very annoying and tedious dungeon that nobody likes playing. And, death. Here's hoping we never have to visit the death, because that would not be a very good time. So, up here on the summit, believe it or not, if you look off in the distance, it's Peach's Castle. I kind of like to think of those purple hills down there as Stardust Fields, and yeah, you can see into the Mushroom Kingdom. I've said this before in other Let's Plays, but it's one of my favorite little details when you can see into other areas from a future area. You know, just kind of, we were at Peach's Castle, we could see where this place is in relation to it to see how far we've come. Super Mario Sunshine does that as well, and I've praised it in that game, and yeah, you know my feelings. We're at the top of the mountain, and there is a save point right there, and there is a wing of something dangerous right there. I wonder what's gonna happen. We hit this, and... Fools! What are you kicking that for? That is a really rare stone. It's called a Hoohoo block. Hey, we actually came up the mountain partly to get one of those so we could build hammers. And I'll tell you, anyone who tries to kick a Hoohoo block down the mountain is a thief in my book. Huh? My name? Oh, right. I'm called Blablonodon. I feel so sorry for these Bean Bean Kingdom people. They must have gotten made fun of so much in school. I mean, I know I sure did. Everyone called me Emily. Was that? The townsfolk are all worried about me. Really? But I didn't mean to make them worry. It's been a long time since I heard, was that? What happened is this. I saw Prince Peasley and followed him up here. And then I saw this huge egg appear. I was shocked. I was speechless, which is rare. Oh, I get it. Blablonodon, and he never shuts up. So he's been keeping the egg warm. Apparently he has maternal instincts, but you know what? That's fine. You know, you keep an egg warm, you get the rewards. Oh, the egg is about to hatch. I can't take the suspense. Look at that grin he's got, man. He is really excited. Goo-gwa! Bye, Hoohoo block. Bye, hammer. You were the hammer I never had. Hack. Well, that's a shock. Talk about one crazy egg. Wow, that's how you repay him for basically being your stepmother? I'm getting really gender confused right here. He sends him on a one-way vacation to the Mushroom Kingdom, which I would say is a pretty awesome reward considering how hectic things are around here right now and how peaceful things are there, aside from Peach's voice. Anyway, speaking of really unfortunate names that people had and probably got made fun of in school, this newly hatched dragon is gonna have one hell of a time whenever he goes to school, because his name is Dragohoho. I am so sorry, buddy. So, Dragohoho is actually kind of a challenging boss. At least I remember him being that. His attacks are a little... Whoa, I didn't think he was going to hit me twice right there. His attacks can be a little bit tough to jump over, and for that reason, you want to just kind of keep jumping on his head, because eventually, you will knock his head down to size and it becomes easier to jump over. Really nice and easy. There you go. As you can see, I have... Wow, he gets to go 4 times! Dude, you think you're attacking us enough times for being the second real boss fight in the game, dude? Yeah. Oh! Awesome! We got the advanced technique for Splash Bros. Okay. Now, that's one thing that I really like about this game is that you can, like, learn a new ability mid-battle. Not a lot of RPGs do that, and it's just kind of one of those things that, like, you see in anime a lot, where, like, a character, like, learns, like, a new attack, like, in the middle of a battle, and it turns the tides of things. It's awesome, and whoa! That looked painful to say the least. Let's attack this Ho-Ho stone. I thought it was called a Ho-Ho block, but Apparently the circular ones are called blocks, and the, roundy ones are called stones. I know, makes perfect sense! Wow, I failed at dodging all 4 hits of that. Okay, so, we have our first case of one of the bros being down. In this situation, we want to revive him as soon as possible, because while he is down, we can't do bros attacks, because flinging Mario's corpse at enemies would be kind of morbid, and would probably make this game T-rated, if not M-rated. And when dodging attacks, you will get the other bro on your back, and it slows down your ability to dodge and or counterattack. So that's a bit of a problem. Plus, if both bros fall, then you will actually, those are the conditions for getting a game over. Ugh. Okay, I'm having a really tough time right here. I am not good at jumping over this guy's attacks, quite frankly, and yeah, I'm kind of worried here, honestly. I think I'll destroy this Ho-Ho stone. There we go. Upon destroying that, that's when he gets his height back, so I don't think he actually attacks us there. I think he just uses his turn to get his height back once that stone is destroyed. Let's heal up Mario. I'm kind of ashamed of having to use 2 1-ups and a mushroom against the second rail boss, though, but like I said, I do find this guy's attacks legitimately a little hard to dodge. You have to really, like, lead your jumps ahead of what he is doing. With any luck, after we do this, I'll be able to show the advanced version of Splash Bros. Okay, good. He didn't get to do that. Okay. So, advanced technique. I'm going to do level 1 once again because I'm not used to the timing on this. We follow the action command the first time, or we can miss entirely and not get it at all. Okay, easy to dodge. Good. When he aims his head up, that is when he is shooting from Mario. There's a tell right there. Luigi, you can do bounce bros once again. I really hope I can show off this advanced version. Okay, good. He's not dead yet. It's really odd. It's like I want to keep him alive so I can do this, though, but at the same time, I really want to end this fight because I'm having a hard time with it, so yeah. Let's do this. Okay. Do A right there when you see the exclamation mark. Press B, and then boom! 10 damage. Awesome. Wow. Wow, we did what I said. We turned the fight in our favor by killing him with the new move that we just learned in this fight. Wow, okay. Here's hoping more boss fights will not be that close, because that was a pretty atrocious run of that fight, not gonna lie. Well, the dragon is morphing into this because that's not even his final form! His final form is... luscious golden locks! Cheers to your mustaches and to no other part of your body because that is your defining characteristic! This is incredibly dazzling man this incredibly dazzling man! Well, anyway, this is Prince Peasley, quite simply. Here he is flashing his locks at us again. Well, I suppose you could call it a bit of an accident. I was investigating events throughout the country for this top-secret mission I'm on. An incredibly dazzling man on a top-secret mission. I suddenly encountered Cackletta and her vile underling, Fawful, here on this mountain. But by the time I realized who the fiends were, it was too late. They transformed me into that and shut me inside the egg. Is that so? Princess Peach's voice has been stolen. Dude, your finger is so long that you wouldn't need to wear a foam finger at a sporting event. What else do you think I was gonna say? So, he's sure that Princess Peach is gonna be alright. Absolutely no problem at all, of course. You know, she's always fine in the end. But yes, we should definitely chase Cackletta. I want you to visit the Queen Bean and Bean Bean Castle once you climb down the mountain. It may be that Cackletta's next target is Bean Bean Castle. I'd bet my life on it. Well, buddy, we would tell you that that is indeed her next target, but, yeah, we're silent protagonists, so we can't do that. Well, he gives us a rose, autographed by him, of course. Matches his green. Yes, of course Luigi is the one to get it. Show the Bean Bean Castle, they will permit us to enter. Gotta show off his hair a few more times before he goes. He's gonna get back onto his mission. He is an incredibly dazzling man on a mission. And Luigi is swooning over him, quite frankly. Kind of always like to think of the Bean Bean Kingdom as the Termina to the Mushroom Kingdom. You know, kind of like Majora's Mask, how they have a prince that gets kidnapped and everything like that instead of a princess. I don't know. I just kind of like to think of it as that. So, we're back down in Hoohoo Village. Blondodon will actually take us up to the summit anytime we wish now. He did not stay our enemy for very long. Actually, I don't really think he was ever explicitly our enemy, but oh well. I don't really want to go to the summit, though. If we ever need to go back there for any reason, though, we have an easy way there now. But we took out 2 bosses. We got Prince Peasley back. We learned an advanced bros technique. We had a very hard time with a boss fight. Here's hoping more of them go better in the future. Next time on Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, we are going to be going and seeing those Hammerhead bros, seeing if maybe, by convenience, that Hoohoo block landed in their chimney. Hey, it could happen. They were near a waterfall after all. See you guys then.